Hey everyone, I just got an email from a lady that said that I need to start putting disclaimers in my videos when I talk about a certain subject. And normally I get lots of emails like this, and normally I just kind of push them off to the side. I'm like, whatever. But this one here I felt was worthy of making a video about because the topic is really good. So just the other day, I made a video in the backcountry making a campfire, and I talked about my experiences the first time sleeping in a brand new area like the woods, where there's no lights, where it's pitch black at night. And being a city boy, I'm not used to that darkness. So I was a bit fearful my first night. I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. It was weird to open up the door and not see a damn thing. So in that video, I said, don't be scared of situations like that until you try them. So if you get out somewhere and you find a nice place to camp out, give it a shot for a night. You know, you are in a van with a steering wheel, and you can leave negative situations if they happen. That's the great thing about having wheels on your home, is you can go. Peace out. Something didn't feel right. You heard a crack in the bush, start your van, peace out, I'm out. You know, like, you have a better exit plan living in a van than you do if something happens and you're living in a home. So the comment she made was, I think you need to put a disclaimer in your videos when you're talking about that kind of stuff, a disclaimer for women. For women. And she's like, there's a difference between being 5'1" and then being a dude. There is no difference between a 5'1" girl with a baseball bat and a can of pepper spray than a 300-pound freaking dude. There's no difference. I am sorry, but that 5'11" girl that's screaming erratically, swinging her baseball bat, spraying pepper spray is scary because she's crazy. As a dude, that I would be like, if she came out of a van swinging a bat, spraying pepper spray, I'd be scared of her. I'd be more fearful of her than if I got out of the van. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So I don't think there's a difference between a male and a female in this lifestyle. It all comes down to living in fear. So if you're a fearful person inside, then you already know what it's like to lose things in your life or not experience some things in your life because you're not doing the things that you should be doing because you're scared. That's personal. That's inside of you. So someone who lives fearful, that doesn't want to go try things because they're scared of something, they never go try those things. This all comes down at the end of the day to personal fear you feel inside of you, and that's personal. I've never known a single person that lives in a van, not one, who's had a negative situation happen to them to the point that I'm like, oh, I guess I need to be worried about that too. Zero. Sure, you may hear things on the news, but we all hear things on the news. You can't judge the entire lifestyle, you can't judge the entire world by one or two situations that have happened around the world somewhere. Do you know what I mean? But I have known many women who live in their vans longer than me that have had zero problems. And I've known guys that have lived in their van longer than me that have had zero problems, whether it be in the city or a small town or in the backcountry. So for someone to ask me to make a disclaimer in videos saying, well, women, you should be scared, you should be a little bit more cautious, I think is a crazy thing for me to say. Could you imagine? I'm like, okay, so guys, living in the backcountry, I think you guys should give it a try. But if you're women, maybe not. Be a bit more scared because you're a woman. What kind of thing is that? Well, I want to break this down into two segments. One, the lifestyle itself. Two, the fear and scared feelings that you feel inside. So we're going to split these apart. Why? Because if you're living in fear, that's a personal problem you've created within yourself. That's you, not me. Because I'm not a fearful person doesn't mean that if I had a female version of me that she needs to be scared because she's a chick. If you're strong and you're confident, that chick is not going to live in fear. Right? Does that make sense? So I know lots of very pretty young girls that live in their vans and they go park in the backcountry. Some of them go mountain biking up the mountains by themselves and they don't live a fearful life. Why? Because you can't be scared of something that has never, ever, ever happened to you. You know, I understand if you're parked in a city and you had people banging on your van one night, rocking your van, causing a fearful problem for you, then I understand, okay, maybe you can be fearful of something. But if you've never had a negative experience, there's no reason to be fearful to the point that you need to not try it. I know my video here is getting a bit erratic because I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I don't plan these things out. Like, I make everyday content, so whatever's on my mind just kind of comes out. So maybe you guys can put this puzzle piece together. All I really wanted to say is that I think it would be crazy for me to put a disclaimer in my videos for girls. What a dick move would that be? All I wanted to say when I said in that video that go try it, you guys, and go try it to see that there's a lot of things in this world that you don't need to be scared about. That you can go park on a city street here that you might be, I don't know, a little bit scared about. Try it a few times to realize that nobody really even knows that you're there. You're just kind of there, but everybody's going about their day not caring. And the backcountry, when you're out there, and you find a really nice, pretty place, you've been there all day, you haven't seen a single person around, and you're like, all right, I'm going to stay here. Then give it a try, stay there. Maybe keep your pepper spray close and keep your key in the ignition just in case you need to jump out of bed, get in your van, and run people over. But don't, my antenna's right on my face now, the sun's peeking out. You see the little line? But don't stop doing things because of something that has never happened before. And don't use your stature or your gender as a girl as an excuse for not trying things. That is such a horrible way to think. Because that would be like somebody putting men up here, women down here. That's bullshit. At the end of the day, like I've always preached on my channel, follow that feeling in your stomach. If you're parked here on a city street and it doesn't feel right, go find another spot in town. I do that quite often. Like I pull into a town and I'm like, I don't feel right about this place. I'll go move down somewhere that I do feel right about. You know what I mean? Same thing happens in the backcountry. If I pull up somewhere and I'm like, doesn't feel right, don't sleep there. And I'll do that. During a day, like in the backcountry, I just don't pull into one spot. I'll go drive around all day and I'll find a spot, find a nice little area and I'll keep on driving, find another nice little spot. I'll keep on driving and then that epic one pops up. Or I'll keep on driving and just kind of explore the backcountry. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm going to turn around and go back to that spot I seen down at the bottom of the trail. I'll drive back down and stay in the first spot that I found while I was out exploring that day because it felt right. So trust that feeling in your stomach when it comes to absolutely everything in your life. Don't let your gender and your stature, whether you're a dude or a girl, because there's 5'1" dudes that are 100 pounds out there too, You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with gender. And I hated that email. I hated receiving an email like that saying that I need to tell women a different story, like because I'm a dude. When I speak to you guys, I speak to you guys from my experience and I talk to you guys as a group. I don't split you by gender, color, anything like that. I don't care about that stuff. None of that stuff makes a difference to me. And if I thought that maybe the backcountry is unsafe for women, if I honestly had that mindset, I should never be a YouTuber because you're a dick. Sorry, but if you have opinions like that in your mind, you're a dick. So yeah, ladies, if you're gonna take something out of this video, if you are a fearful person inside and you've got that thing in your mind, and I know a female van dweller that way, that's like, well, I'm a girl, there's a difference. There is not a difference. There's not a difference at all, And I've had many conversations with one. Hi, if you're watching, I think she knows who she is. She's always like, well, I'm a girl, it's a little bit different. Well, I'm this, like I'm only 5 foot, whatever. There's a difference. There's not a difference. That fear you are feeling is created by you. Just prepare yourself in those situations. Like when I pull into the backcountry, I always leave my flashlight right by my bed because if something comes up front and because I can't see out of my window. If someone's outside, I can't see out of my window. So I keep my flashlight ready. So if I do happen to, boom, flashlight goes on, I could see your face outside of my van to know what I'm dealing with. So because in the backcountry, there's no lights around the van, so I can't see. So I always sleep with my flashlight right beside me. So when those, sorry, the truck's a little loud. So in those situations, I'm prepared. So just be prepared in those situations. And if the backcountry's not for you, don't sleep there. If being a van dweller in the city is not for you, don't sleep there. Trust that feeling. But please don't live your life in fear because of your size or your gender, whatever. So if you're a girl in fear, don't be. Find that confidence inside of you to know that you're just a strong individual and that the chances of something happening is very slim. So don't change the life that you're living, and don't change the life that you want to live because of that little tiny chance. I know there's a lot of people that are going to have opinions about what I said in this video, but I just wanted to make it because we're all the same. And all I want to do is to show you guys that living this life is the greatest thing you'll ever experience. And if you feel something inside that you want, go do it. Go try it. Because if you don't try it, you'll never know how great the outcome on the other side is. Do you know? But don't put yourself in bad situations. If something in your tummy is like, this doesn't feel right, then don't stay there. That's a simple, at the end of every day, trust that feeling in your stomach, because that feeling in your stomach is there for a reason. Your whole life it's been telling you things. And those people that don't listen to that feeling are the ones that get themselves in trouble. Like when you meet a guy or you meet a girl and something in your stomach's like, no, but you try it anyway, your fault if the relationship turns to shit, because that feeling in your tummy told you, not a good idea. Okay. When I make videos like this, it makes me feel better to get this stuff out. Because when I read stuff like that, it kind of gets me worked up a little bit. I don't want you guys to live your life in fear. I want you guys to know that van life is extremely safe. You know, sure, take the precautions that you need just in case things do happen. But I think van life is safer than you living in a house, because if someone breaks into your home, they're doing a home invasion. They know you're in that home, which means if they're breaking into your home, you have a problem and you have nowhere to go. What are you going to do? Where somebody, for the most part, 99% of the time, they're breaking into your van because they just want to steal change, or if they see a cargo van, they think there might be tools in there. They're not expecting you to be like, hey, from the back. They are going to run so fast. That, and if something goes on around your van, if there's a bunch of people pulled up and they're starting to party over there, you've got keys in your home, put it in the ignition and just leave. Besides, your van makes one heck of a weapon. Just run them the hell over. Okay, disclaimer, don't plow people over on purpose. Not a good idea. All right, you guys, thanks for watching today. Hopefully nobody got offended by anything that I said in this video. Being a YouTuber, we get under the microscope for everything that we say. And we have to be cautious about what we say. But for me, I just want to be honest with you guys. Don't live in fear. I don't care who you are, because I know men that are huge guys that are scared, that they just don't do things, or they don't go meet a girl because they're fearful of rejection. Don't live your life in fear, you guys. Get out there and explore it. Experience it for yourself. Try things a few times to know that, okay, I really don't need to be scared about it. And that's all I said in that video, is get out there and try some things, you guys. Because if the backcountry's calling you, go follow that. All right, I know this was long. I know I probably repeated things a million times, but thanks for watching.